Is it working this time? I should hope so. Hello everyone. We're just having a little chill. Oh god. I should have really started earlier if I wanted to stream, but it's okay. It's not going to be a long one. I need to get some work done, so I shall be working on stuff in the background. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. I just want to get just straight into it today, so here we are. Not that. I do have my fans on in the background, so I do hope they're not loud or anything for you, but I need them on because it's so hot in this room. Let's see if we can't. I probably won't be setting for the VOD for this as well, so this is more just like a little thingy my bobs I'm doing. See what actually. I have rehearsals on tonight. I really don't want to go. I feel like it's going to work. I don't think it would be as bad if it was on the days I'm normally in my office at work, but it's not, so it feels like I really have to go out of my way for it. It's very annoying. But I guess this is the poison I've chosen, now I have to drink it, don't I? It's a bit too late to drop out now, unless, I don't know, some kind of emergency happened. It is the 13th of August today, isn't it? I had some time owed on some like annual leave available at my job, and I think I may have miscalculated the entire. I've been very scarce about using it this entire year, and I think it's because I've potentially calculated it wrong. So I'm gonna have to see how much annual leave I should actually have. I'm not sure. So I'll have to have a look at that. Because I think I've been rather than doing it in you have this many days off, it is in hours. So I've been calculating the hours as like the full 24-hour day, and it's like, oh yeah, I have like 4 days of leave left. But I may not actually. I may have far more than that. I've just been very dumb and not calculated it properly. In which case, that would be extremely frustrating. Because I could have had potentially a much more lax year. But alas, I have not. Oh well, I guess I learned from my own stupidity. I don't learn from my own stupidity. Well, who am I kidding? Hello Corvoda, how you doing my dear? How you doing my friend? How are you doing? We're just having... Oh, it's good morning for you even. Good heavens. Or good heavens. I hope you're doing well, Kovoda. We're just having a short stream today. Just whilst I do some work on some things in the background. If you have any music to recommend, Kovoda, you're more than welcome to be the jukebox of the day if you wish. In fact, I'd welcome it. We're just here to chill out for a little while. If you want to have a work along as well, you can do. Though, you say good morning. I don't know how early in the morning it is for you yet. So, who knows? How are you doing there, Kovoda? I hope you're doing well. Oh, sorry, I already had it. It's nearly 10:30 a.m. here. If you ever catch me in stream, I'm usually at work, including now. We're co-working. Aw, cute. Hello. Wait, Kovoda, am I not following you on... I'm not, am I? I'll give you a follow, Kovoda. I thought I was, but I was not. Did I do that right? Did it follow? I think it followed. Oh. Odd. I'm assuming that's working and it was counted as a follow because I clicked it twice now. Unless the connection is so terrible that it's not worked. But that's okay. Excuse me. I was just saying, Kovoda, so I have like annual leave at work, right, which I can take. I've realized I may have been calculating it wrong this entire year, and I may actually have far more time off allowed than I initially anticipated. And, yeah. I don't stream as often as I used to, but I still do. I've got plans this Friday. Most excellent. Most wonderful, my dear. So, okay, I may have more time. I don't know, that's the thing. Okay, so... if you get, like, time off, in the UK at least, generally, the legal amount they need to offer as a minimum is 21 calendar days, right? No, 21 working days of paid leave, right? I imagine you're in the US, is that right, Kovoda? So I know, like, in a lot of... I don't want to say for every US state, I don't know enough, but in a lot of places in the US, any kind of, like, annual leave or paid time off is completely optional. Criminal, if you ask me, but, you know, what am I but a humble European from a terrible country which does not respect its own citizens. But, hey, that's okay. Very nice job with a ton of days off. Yes, in the US. Whoa, that's awesome. But yeah, okay, so the way it works in my normal day job is that I tend to... okay, so it used to do it in days, but now it does it in hours. In terms of like time, like, you have this many hours off. It's like, okay, that actually doesn't make any sense at all. And then it's like, well, hang on. It says I have like 100 hours available of time off, and it's like, but like I calculate, so it's like, okay, so what is that like? I'd be like 24 divided by, and okay, I have like about 4 and a bit days off. But then it's like, wait a second. I only realized the other day when I was booking some annual leave off, like, wait a minute. A working day is about 8 hours though. So do I actually have way more time and I just never use it this year? And I may do. I'm going to have to get back to my manager on that about it to see what is going on with that, unfortunately. But alas, I hope it's more than less. Dun, dun, dun. We do by hours, but the hours translate to days. So it's not do by track using an Excel sheet to just do the math for me so I can track it all. We have this, in my job, we have this, well, you've probably seen them, one of those, like, subsidiary things which companies use to, like, I don't know, manage things for their employees and things like that. You've probably seen a bunch of them. We use one of these subsidiary site things to manage it all, and it changed it to hours instead of days, and, like, this doesn't make sense to me. And now I'm extremely confused. But, well, I've made my bed, so now I have to lie in it, I guess, don't I? Oh, I don't like that. Let's change that. I'm making a PowerPoint at the moment. I'm trying to make the text visible on a background, which is not great to see on, so... Oh, that's even worse, actually. Oh, good heavens. Bum, 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 bum. You know what, I'll just keep it as black, actually, it's fine. It's not the prettiest, but it doesn't need to, as long as it's visible. Yeah, so hopefully I do. I know what you mean. It's like a website with all your employee data. You need an account for this. Yeah. Because I'm that website, which is that sounds stressful to say the least. Do you have to do a lot of training for like data protection stuff then? At my job, we have to. I imagine there are different data protection laws in the US, but there's still like they need to abide by them to some extent. That sounds like a stressful job to me, honestly. I don't think I could do that. Granted, I'm also not tech savvy enough to do that, I don't think, so there's that. A sip of water. In the meantime, I carved up a whole chicken before I got here, and I've got that in a stock. I've cut everything off it, and I've got it, and I'm marinating some of the chicken breast in some yogurt for a curry later. And I am currently what was it now? Yeah, I've put like a bunch of like old vegetable peelings and stuff, and frozen vegetable peelings, and like the chicken, the rest of the chicken carcass into a pot. I'm just making my own chicken stock at the moment, and that's gonna be really cooking for the next few hours. Probably because of that I was a bit late starting anyway, but yeah, it's fine. Sounds yummy. It does sound yummy, doesn't it? Got a few occasional training sessions, but they're just videos of common knowledge of what not to do and how to spot fishy emails. Looking pretty tech savvy, so yeah, I think like. I feel like... Now, I don't want to assume anyone's age here or not, and I'm a couple 100 years old, so, you know, especially not. But I feel like... Oh, wait, is that right? Is it the right one? I don't feel it was right. Well, whatever. I feel like if you grew up in, like, the mid to late 90s with technology... or even late 90s even, you probably have a fairly decent understanding of what to do and not to do on the internet. Right, I think we also know, but we all, if we didn't learn the easy way, we learned it the hard way. I don't know if you were here when I told this story. So, my brother and his friends, they're all very much into like League of Legends. And I'm like, ooh, everyone's playing this thing. Maybe I should try it. And I wasn't even that interested. I just wanted to be a part of something. And so I gave League of Legends a try. And I went to a website to download it. And I got a fucking virus because it was not the right site because I didn't know what I was looking for. So I got this fucking like shady went to this shady site which downloaded League of Legends. I downloaded a virus, it bricked my computer, and I'm like, awesome, love that. That's great. That's excellent. Love that for me. And yeah, if I wasn't already inspired to not play League of Legends then, and was just being like, felt like I had to fit in, I certainly hated it then. And I ended up downloading League of Legends from the actual proper site for it, and I think that game is so boring. Late 90s, early 2000s was very tech even as a kid, so I learned a lot. Yeah, I think, late to mid 90s, even early 90s, even I think a lot of people would just kind of know this kind of what to do and not to do on the internet. But then I feel like there's like less. Kids nowadays don't tend to know what to do. People, they'll say on the internet, yeah, I'm 12 years old. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, is what you are. What are you doing giving away your real age on the internet? You fucking moron. I'm honestly pretty young compared to the people around me in the job, but I can tell I know a lot more of these systems than my boss. And yeah, I also gave myself advice as a kid while trying to install an antivirus. You know what? We have to learn it the hard way sometimes, don't we? We all have to learn it the hard way. And hey, I never made that mistake again. I've never downloaded a game from a virus site again. So you know what? We lived and we learned. We hung on to the edge of tomorrow. We lived and learned from the ends of yesterday. That was a Sonic reference. You know what I really like, which Sonic does well? Okay, so I really like the idea of like characters who have like small characters with big hammers, right? You see it a lot with like girl characters, right? You know, like Amy Rose in Sonic. I think she's a really good example of a character. She's just like this small petite girl with a big hammer, like the size of her own head. I think it's just a fun character archetype. It's not really an archetype, it's a character trait. I knew well enough not to trust filthy websites, but I trusted DeviantArt. They wouldn't advertise a virus to be right? Exactly, surely not. Granted, you say dirty, there's tons of smut on DeviantArt. Right? There's tons. I think you need an account to get it. Can I be real with you? It's thanks to DeviantArt that I found, like, a fetish, which was, like, I didn't know how to name. Oh, actually, my friend told me he found this thing from DeviantArt, which, I was like, why is this a thing? Apparently, people have a thing for, like, knees. Like, knees is a fetish, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. Knees are just like a body part. But then he showed me, like, dude, you're gonna need to see this. It's like a secret government agent, like, sir, you're gonna want to have a look at this, and like slid me the documents on a table, and I open up the envelope and I pull them out. It's like, mother of God, and it's like people with like extremely large kneecaps with like folds on the like kneecap folds, and I'm like, what is this? And he's like, sir, we have a situation. Yeah, that was really weird. No, what is it? Like, damsel in distress was something I found from DeviantArt. I was like, oh wait, that is a thing. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's weird, but I like it. Tons. As a kid, I managed to stay pretty clean on it though, because NSFW actually scared me. Oh yeah, I remember you saying this. Yes. Only one requested to draw a character's feet. Didn't realize it was a fetish, but still thought it was weird, so I just drew the character normally with only slightly bigger feet, not even the focus of the image. You know, I really don't understand the foot thing. I feel like nowadays people play it up as a joke for being way bigger than it actually is. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I just like, huh, okay. Like, it's just, they're just there, right? They're just like they're just a body part. They're not even like a commonly sexualized body part, right? It's not like, I don't know, a boob or a butt or something, or even a face, right? People are very attracted to faces. It's the first thing you see on most people, even. But you know, it's like, it's a foot. I don't really. I see a foot and I'm like, yep, that is a appendage which you use to walk. What else do you want from me? I don't really get it. I just Am I the uncultured one here? I don't know. I'm just like, yep, that's certainly a foot. That is one of the feet of time. The feet of time. And then someone will come out with some, like, gnarly foot, which is, like, I don't know, it's like what if someone had a peg leg? That'd be sick. Actually, that'd be probably really bad for them, but that'd be really cool. Say, hey, I met someone with a peg leg, and you'd be like, what, no way, was he a pirate? And he's like, no, his name was Steve. He lives, like, a few doors down from me, and he just had to get it amputated due to an infection. Like, oh, that's far less cool. I'm like, yeah, it is far less cool. Why it could be a thing, it's not for me. I don't actually get all that weirded out right now. It is. No, I think, like, you get desensitized. There are so many fucking things on the internet. It's just like, that's interesting. Wow, I guess people are into that. I guess people want to fucking put their thing in a socket of some kind. And it's like, okay, fair enough. Not my cup of tea, but I shall move on. But yeah, no, I realized some DeviantArt, like, hang on, damsel in distress is something I really like. Like, I probably shouldn't say more than that. I feel like, whilst I think it's an interesting topic to talk about, I'm like a dude, right? I feel like if you're a guy talking about this kind of stuff, you're probably gonna get, like, killed, so maybe I shouldn't say anything. It doesn't remember this. There's this term I heard a while ago from a YouTube video, and I'm like, oh, this is something I know. The idea, like, safe horny. I've got a robot sonar. I like robots. It's in many things we can. Wait, hang on, Carvoda. Medabots, yay or nay? This is a very important question. Unless you don't know what a Medabot is, in which case, well, you're missing out. But Medabots are sick. Medabots are so cool. I think you'd really dig Med. Okay, I think I've was it to you, Carvot? I can't remember. What I really like in robots, I really like like explicitly girly designs on robots. I've seen them before. The cute, like they're right, they're really cool. The cute little guys. No, I really like explicitly girly designs on robots. You know, robots are like the machines. They're not by their very nature. They're not inherently gendered in any way, right? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think like really funny girly designs are really like endearing. Like, have you ever seen G Fighter Gundam? There's a Gundam in G Fighter Gundam, which looks like Sailor Moon. It looks like a magical girl, and it's like so endearing, right? It's really cute, kind of wacky, but it's just kind of like it's just really really enjoyable to look at. It's just really endearing. Um, I know I find them just very very entertaining. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I know. I think it's like pretty funny. I think it's a lot of the time you're kind of like relying on like just voices and stuff, but like when it's like yeah, I'm deliberately very girly and stuff. I do remember something really fucked up I heard. I love girly robots, not like the sexualized robot got big bobs way. Okay, hang on. You can't say it's not funny if a robot has boobs and the boobs open up into missile launchers. That's so fucking funny. That's like peak comedy. They're like frilly kill machines. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's very fun. I find them endearing, very much so. Oh yeah, it's funny as hell. Yeah, yeah. What was the game which came out? Was it Atomic Heart? No. What was that game? It had those like two faceless robots which are like look like ballerinas, and everyone was like going nuts over them. I think that was Atomic Heart. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Is Atomic Heart a film actually? And I currently the game is meant to be pretty good. It looks cool from what I've seen of it. But everyone was like going nuts over those like two like ballerina twin robots, and it's like, you know what? I get it. I get it. Oh, that was wrong. Why did I do that? But no, I think like I think the trope of like boob missiles is so funny that I can't be mad at it. Is it a little overdone sometimes? Probably, yeah, but like, man, it's good stuff. Wait, no, I still messed up there. Oh no. Here we go. There we go. I saw Warhammer in the chat, I must read it. My favorite image is a post of a mech from something like Warhammer 40k in a maid dress, a hunk of metal, no face, guns for arms, cute anime. Was that a dreadnought? That sounds like a dreadnought. I know. Okay, so in Warhammer 40k, the dreadnoughts are really weird. So like, the dreadnoughts are like powered by like the dead bodies of fallen space marines. Like they have like it's essentially like a giant mech built around a coffin, which is like powered through like magic or something like that. I can't remember how it's done exactly, but yeah, they're like based around like the coffin with a corpse of a fallen space marine. They have a really cool line in the game Warhammer 40k Dawn of War. It's a RTS game with them, and it's like even in death I still serve, something like that. It's really cool. They have like a more mechanical voice than that. It's like, even in death I still serve. And I can't do a cool robot voice, but yeah, I like that. I like how like memeable Warhammer is, right? It's all kind of parody in and of itself in a way. Like it's meant to be so deliberately edgy to a ridiculous degree. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, I can see a dreadnought like that. It helped you find it? Most excellent. Hang on. Are you gonna send it to me or not? If so, I'll get my phone out because I don't. Actually, no. Do I have Twitch open on my computer? I do not have it open on my computer. Oh no, what a shame. I'm afraid of opening it on my computer because then I feel like I'll get the already laggy will lag even further. But yeah, dreadnoughts are so funny. They're very cool though. There's a lot of like, I don't know, cool stuff in Warhammer though. But I was a big fan of the Tyranids from Warhammer, which are like kind of meant to be like the xenomorph from Alien, but like, you know, legally distinct. Legally distinct xenomorphs. Let's do that there. Bum ba bum. Dum bum ba 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 bum. Bum ba bum. Dun dun dun. Da ba. Look up Imperial Night made. Okay, hang on. Imperial Night made cafe. Oh, so is this like Imperium of Man? Wait, that's actually. Wait, I'm actually seeing some actual miniature. That's so based. They dolled it up and everything. That's so funny. Aw, bless. Cute. Is it the one all pink and everything? That's very cute. Wait, Maid Cafe meme. Oh, hang on, I just saw one with Tyranids just in a Maid Cafe. Ocarina Saigo Shujin-sama, welcome to the Scream Killer Cafe. Blood-curdling screech. Hang on. Meme. That was awesome. That was awesome. That's so good. Warhammer's a lot of fun. There's actually a Gundam tabletop game coming out soon, which looks pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind checking that out. Right, is it done that right? Oh. Yeah, God. No, yeah, that's really funny though. I really... Okay, Kuroda, I need to know if this is like extremely autistic or just like a colorful mind. For the past like several months, maybe even years now, whenever I see a vehicle, like a real vehicle, I will try to imagine how it would work as a transformer. Like how it could transform, in how a vehicle could transform into a giant robot. Like, I went to Amsterdam at the beginning of the year to go and watch Akuma Numene's concert. An airport was a fucking feast for the mind. Because I'm like, oh my god, there's all these vehicles here. How do they transform? Can these robots fuse together to make a plane? What's going on here? Like, I just couldn't stop myself. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. All these cool robots, or potential robots. I've never been into the most Gundam things, shockingly, despite my love for robots, nor most other robot media like Transformers. But I've seen a few Transformers movies and they always blew me away. Wish I was more into it. No, that's fair. Kuroda, sometimes you're not gonna be that into it, unfortunately, and that's fine. As long as you're okay listening to me rant about things, I'm okay with that. You're gonna be like, oh, look at the little guy. He's mad about the robots again. Look at the little baby man. Little baby man over here is mad about the robots again. And I'm like, stop calling it little baby man. Stop it. And you're gonna be like, little baby man? Little baby man over here. What's going on, little baby man? Little baby man? And that's what you sound like, obviously, all the time, right? That's your voice normally, clearly. I've always wanted to get more into Macross, actually. I remember watching some of the... Okay, so if you don't know anything about Macross is like a big series, but when it was localized into English, it came over as a series called Robotech, and I watched some of it as Robotech years and years ago, but I never watched it as Macross, so I wouldn't mind doing that at some point in the future. Hang on, wait, I have to ask then, what kind of... Wait, do you like Zoids? I've never been into Zoids that much. I remember having a Zoid, but I didn't really understand how it worked. It was kind of confusing to put together. Apparently Zoids lore goes wild. Zoids have massive lore, and I think that's based. I like robots that are just a guy. I focus on pretty standard life, but with a focus engineer. Oh, right. So this is just a weird little robot dude. Just a dude. You know what? I get it. There's something like, hang on, what was that? What was that Netflix series? Was it Love, Death, and Robots or something like that? I never watched it, but I know like a lot of people like it, and there's like it was like an anthology. Was it Love, Death, and Robots? Love, Sex, and Robots. I think it was Love, Death, and Robots. I know there's like a bunch of like one of the most popular ones is like a little short about like just 3 robot dudes just kind of exploring the world in the apocalypse, and I'm like, I can see why people like this. This is very endearing. Yeah. I do love like a good like how do I put this? I would refer to it as a boy and his dog story, as like that's like the archetype of it, right? But like realistically, I'm referring to like you have like a story like a robot and a human getting a connection together. I think The Iron Giant is probably a very good example. Oh, that was a good film, wasn't it? The Iron Giant. If you've never played Titanfall 2, I would highly recommend it. It's got a really cool story to do with like getting a connection with your robot. But yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I guess it's different between mecha, which is like implies that they're being piloted, versus actual robots, right? There's a big difference. Like, a robot is not necessarily piloted, but a mecha has to be piloted, I should think. It's a mechanical suit, right? So, Bum, 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 bum. What was that robot called from Overwatch? That guy had a pretty cool design. And he had like a bird, I know that, and that's all I really know, because I don't really pay attention to Overwatch that much. For good reason, I should think, for good reason. Bum, 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 bum. Tell you what, actually, hang on. Whoa, there's a big line of text here. Let's have a look where it's at. I have heard of Love, Death, and Robots. Very tempted to watch it. My favorite stories are usually things like books, Murderbot, Diaries, I thought you said Diaries God there. Iron Giant is fantastic. I really like C-3PO. C-3PO has a go. What's his? No, I was gonna say Daniel Radcliffe is the name who played. No, it was Anthony Daniels who played C-3PO. C-3PO. Anthony Daniels made a really interesting point in like a behind-the-scenes thing for like Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. He made like focus on mechanic like Ultra Kill. Wait, why do I know Ultra Kill? Bastion? Yeah. That's his name. Yeah. You know, I don't think I'd ever play Overwatch. You know, I don't feel comfortable playing a Blizzard game, honestly. They're kind of a weird company now. Man, imagine being a company with so much goodwill, and then it turns out you get exposed. And then all that goodwill disappears. And whenever even your employees try and, like, get you out of it, it's like upper management keeps fucking you over. I remember this thing which happened. It was kind of... Oh, God. It was this, like... God, it's like the most cringe kind of insulting thing you could do. They pitched this idea for Blizzard executives pitched an idea for this like diversity index in their games, right? And essentially, if you were like male, you scored less. If you were straight, you scored less. If you were non-white, basically. No, if you were white even, you scored less. And basically, it was trying to like... It's like, oh, in order to get more diversity points, we need to have these features as low as possible and other features as high as possible, right? All these kind of things you might consider in diversity, and I don't know, anything which people compare being woke or whatever. Anyway, you know, those kind of things, that happened. This thing came out. I don't think it ever actually put through, but it was a pitched thing. And everyone saw it and like, dude, what the fuck is this? Oh, you remember? Yeah. Oh, God, wasn't that so cringe? And, like, there were, like, fucking employees from Blizzard coming out and saying... I can't remember... I don't know who she was now. But, like... She made a post on Twitter saying, I swear to fucking God, every time we try and do something good in this company, some higher-ups come around and fucking ruin it. Spin the wheel of woke! Yes, I do remember. Oh, God, that was awful. I really hope they didn't go through with that internally. But yeah, man, there were actually employees coming out and saying, I fucking hate this company every time we try and... Because this is also after a lot of the allegations came out of, like, sexual misconduct and, like, bad workplace culture and stuff like that happened. And it's like, yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff came out, and this is after that, and they're still trying to, like... You know, it's like everything Blizzard does comes off as very disingenuous, right? It's like the most disingenuous shit all the time, and you can never not make it disingenuous. Like, it's honestly impressive at this point, you know? But that was certainly one of the things of... I wish... Oh, God, that was certainly a thing which happened. Yeah, man. Oh, God, that was cringe. That was so bad. God, it's like... Oh... Literally scared me. We were like, oh, I never played a Blizzard game before. I haven't... Oh, yeah, no. God, it was like... Character eugenics? Oh... Man, I don't know if you've ever had this, but, like, I've had this at jobs in the past where, like, they will try and look, oh, okay, how many children here are of X ethnicity? And it's like, this feels really fucking disgusting. And so, I was working for, this is a couple of years ago now. I had a job, and it was kind of like a youth activity thing, essentially, right? It was a youth activity project thing. And essentially, it was, like, still in, like, COVID at the time, right? Still in, like, you know, like, I guess, like, end of pandemic as lockdown was starting to come down. I was starting to, like, things are starting to open up again. And, like, we're signing people up for this thing and trying to plan out this entire thing for this event we're doing. And the upper crust, right, the people well above us who didn't know who we were, they were just kind of like, we're always interested in diversity, so you need X number of people of X ethnicity, of X skin color on the course. And it's like, mate, it's post-lockdown. We're still in lockdown to some extent. Trying to get anyone is a miracle. And thank God for my manager. She was awesome. She was so cool. And she was just like, man, I don't fucking give a shit. I'm just trying to get people on board. I'm like, okay. That's awesome. Love that. But yeah, it's like, it's all about statistics. It's like, hey, how do we reduce someone to a statistic in every single means possible? Let's just say if they're brown skinned, they're a plus mark for it. I'm like, that's fucking gross, right? That's so, it made me very uncomfortable. I did not like that at all. And yeah, thank God for my manager. She was dope. My boss was dope. But yeah, that was a wild time for Blizzard. I think everything's a wild time for Blizzard now. I think honestly, Blizzard's best thing to do is just shut up and keep their heads down and just make decent games. Which apparently they can't do. Apparently every World of Warcraft expansion is pretty terrible, so. And they fucked up with Overwatch 2. I know the game still has a player base. I know people still like to play the game, and good on them, honestly. You know, if you can find joy in the game, that's great. Lovely. Awesome. That game has not delivered on anything they said it was going to do. And whilst people still play it, I don't think it's unfair to say that Overwatch 2 is an abject failure of what it was trying to do, right? They said, we're going to have a campaign mode. They scrapped it. Because they said, oh, we launched it without the campaign, but don't worry, it's coming. And then, this is what a lot of people bought the game for. And then they said, yeah, this campaign isn't coming anymore. And everyone's just like, why the fuck are you doing this? Yeah. Overwatch was certainly not a good thing. Yeah. I live in the Chicagoland area. We have a very large diversity here. The job I work is mostly black. It's just the area and the kind of job it is. Okay. So when I have a note that for a white employee was written up for racist remark, I have to wonder who the hell do they think? Where the hell do they think they are? As in like, wait, you think they're being racist, or you think they're just being? Wait, I'm missing a bit of context here. I don't know how much you can actually say, actually. So maybe. Wait, when I have a note, the white employee was written up for. Do you mean it's like they are being racist and stuff, or like? I guess you wouldn't be if you were just like in charge of like managing the information. You're not like getting the full story there, are you? You're just like having to like I guess like record it all, aren't you? You're not being like, I'm in charge of the investigation here. You know what really gets me upset actually in like work stuff? Hearing lots of stories of like people like accusing people of sexual harassment and they get away with it and there's no evidence for it. That shit pisses me off. That's so sad. Too much about tracker. You know, of course. Please don't get yourself in trouble. I get the phone saying, on this day, so-and-so got a write-up for this reason. I see. Okay. Do you have okay? Okay. Do you, I feel like I shouldn't ask this. I was gonna say, do you ever get like reports of like of the inverse of like people being like racist to the one white dude? Does that happen? I am a bit curious. So again, if you can't say anything about that, please don't get yourself in trouble. To feed my curiosity. That's the last thing I would want. No, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like it is. You hear a lot of workplace stories of like people making false harassment claims, sexual harassment claims, and they kind of get away with it, and it's very upsetting, right? Or like they make the accusation that person is considered like guilty until proven innocent, and like everyone in the office could vouch for them, but they're still like, you know, under scrutiny, and nothing bad will happen to the person who made the false accusation, right? That sucks. It sucks that like if you make a false accusation about someone, nothing bad will happen to you. Well, I guess you'll get ostracized by all your colleagues, so I guess that's something, isn't it? But yeah. I don't think there's a lot of like stuff about workplaces I don't really like. Most of the time it's recorded as inappropriate, abusive language, so I always don't know what it's... Oh, that makes sense. That makes way more sense. Yeah. Alright, so yes, unless you get like specific details about it, you won't know. I see. Understandable. I try to get along with my colleagues at work. I'm very like, I think, a bit anxious of like talking to them about like important stuff, I guess. You know what I mean? No, well, it's probably not the place for it at work, you know, to talk about like, I don't know, the world and stuff. Like, you know, I'm sure you've heard, there's been a lot of bad stuff going on in the UK at the moment. Sometimes you want to talk about it, it's like, you know what? It's probably best I don't talk about it at work, just because it gets me very depressed. It's going to get a lot of people heated, myself included. It's probably best we don't talk about it. But, yeah, also, I don't know. I never felt like a full... There's maybe like one person in my office who I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind hanging out with this person sometime. And she's just like the coolest person ever. She's so cool. She's very smart. We're streamers. We like to make people like us. I think it's in our blood. Maybe. Maybe so. Though, you know, you can't make everyone like you. I think it's, regarding workplace, it's not about just making people like you. It's just about making sure you don't get fired. It's not necessarily about making friends, but not making enemies, I guess. Granted, I don't think I have any reason for people to be my enemy. Except for the accursed Pope. Well, actually, wait, no, he's dead now, because they got a new Pope. Isn't the new Pope, like, American or something like that? That's interesting. Yeah. What a wild time. I do remember seeing a thing like, why is this American Pope not speaking in English? Like, the language God gave him. It's like, because it's fucking Latin, you fucking moron. Mostly my bosses, but yeah, if you focus on keeping the job. Yeah. So actually, I actually don't work full-time. I used to work full-time, then like, holy crap, I'm gonna blow my head off. I can't say the other word because I don't know, will Twitch, like, tag that if I say KYS? Keep yourself safe. I wanted to keep yourself safe a while ago, because I was like, this job sucks. I wanted to quit actually, but it's like, you know what? I don't have another job lined up at the moment, so I discussed it with them. They're actually very accommodating. Said, you know what? We understand that your health is not in the best place at the moment. How about we can organize to work part time? Like, yeah, that's awesome. That's great. And we sorted it out. And I do that now. I think generally it's better for my health. Not all the time. There's a limit to how much can be done, though. There's like a bunch of stuff for my personal life, which unfortunately I cannot resolve at the moment due to external factors beyond my control, which does not help me. I won't talk about them here. I think I've hinted to him sometimes, but this stuff I don't want to talk about on stream. But yeah, it's things you just can't sort out by yourself. You know what I mean? He's a Chicagoan. When we first learned that everyone's instinct was to demand, what? He's a Chicago. Oh god, I hate that word. Chicagoan. We first learned that everyone's first instinct was to demand to know what baseball team he supported. He picked the right one, in my opinion. I don't know anything about baseball. Granted, I don't think baseball's really a thing in the UK. Cricket's more of a thing in terms of like those kind of sports, I guess. Oh dear me. But yeah, cricket is more of a thing. There are like baseball teams in the UK. It's really not a big sport though over here. It's really small in earnest. So cricket, other than it's a baseball on the ground. Well, hang on, baseball's already on the ground. Oh, you mean where the ball goes? It can get some airtime. It can get in the air. They're very similar, realistically. They are very similar sports at the end of the day, but I think the main difference is the type of bat you're using. Where cricket's using a flat bat, and baseball's using a round one. Baseballs hit hard. They're like softballs as well. Softballs are really hard. Oh, I don't like those. No. I remember, was it for Niji Sanji? One of the members who everyone really liked was doing a watch along to this baseball event and was like making jokes about it because she didn't know the rules of baseball and was trying to follow along and get like a live play-by-play, and she got fucking fired from the company. It seems for some jokes about baseball essentially, and it seems that they've been wanting to get rid of her a while because she'd say stuff which people didn't like, but like she was really cool. Everyone, I can't remember her name now. Everyone really liked her. Granted, common Niji Sanji L. Actually, no, Kravoda, you said you don't really pay attention to a lot of VTubers, do you? Maybe you don't really know what I'm talking about there. So, yeah, that was a wild thing. Like, they were just like, you know what, baseball's so sacred, we can't have you insulting it, or making even a slight joke about it. We're gonna fire you. Also because we hate your guts, but also mainly because of the baseball thing. I think that's crazy to me. Wild stuff. Ba-bum. Bum ba-bum. Bum ba-bum. Bum bum ba-bum. Oh yeah, again, if you have any like suggestions of music, feel free to recommend them, Kravoda. Ba-ba. I have a very strange relationship with baseball. I'm obsessed with it, but I never watch or track it. I like fake baseball games, fantasy baseball, baseball simulators, baseball video games. That's so funny. I just it's so good. I love that. Like I've never seen a baseball game in my life. But it's my favorite sport. It's so good. I love that. It's so funny to me. That's so cool. I love that for you, Kravoda. I love that. I found a site a while ago from a podcast I used to listen to. It's called fantasygame.critic. It's basically a fantasy football league for video games. I tried doing it with some friends, and I wasn't close enough with them to keep at it, basically. But yeah, it's in many baseball games. I've worked for MLB for... Whoa! She's never got invested in the games. So you were interested in everything about baseball except for the games itself. That's wild. I don't think you'd ever hear about like football in the UK or anything like that. I don't think that would happen. That's incredible. That's so funny. I love that. Hang on. Oh, why did I do that? Oh no. Okay, there we go. There we go, and then we go. I think I'm going for an hour, actually. 40, we can get to an hour, so that's fine. No, I don't think you'd see that in like for like any. I don't think I've heard that with any sport actually. Someone being super invested into it, but no, I was gonna say yeah. So there's this site I found a while ago called fantasycritic.game. I think it's called, is that what it's called? I don't know. I think it's still up. Yeah, it's like a fantasy football site, but for video games and video game releases, and you're trying to like gauge how well the score on Metacritic. So you got to pick like games you think from throughout the year, which you can draft in, and you have like a set like limit you can spend on it as well. It's like all like not real money obviously, but like I guess you could do real money if you wanted to. But yeah, you can. It's like you can draft in games, and you're gonna have to gauge how well they're going to perform. Like if they'll score well, will they even come out even? Right, some games you can bet on, they might not even come out that year, in which case that's a slot which has been missed for you. The amount of people who play that game and like missed out on Hollow Knight Silk Song because people are like, it's coming out this year, and Hollow Knight Silk Song indeed did not come out that year. This year for sure, though. It's true, I could ramble for hours and have Twitch VODs to prove it about a dead baseball sim called Blaze Bowl. There's a spiritual successor called MMOLB I'm hooked on at the moment, waiting for the next season to kick up on Monday. That is incredible. I love that. That is awesome, Corbo. I love that so much. Is he not saying I'm following Corvoda? Oh, I don't know. Why is he not saying that? I have pressed it now. I just wanted to double check if it was doing it still. Oh dear. I'm sorry. I'll have a look at it in a little bit then. Hang on. Wait a minute. Oh, hang on. I think I can check another way. There we go. Did it. Lovely, lovely. But yeah, no, Fantasy Critic Game. I tried playing it once with some people I knew. I wasn't very close to them, so we didn't keep track of it, and it's like, whatever. I feel like if you're gonna do like a fantasy league with your friends, you need to be actually close with them. Like, you can't afford to just like, yeah, you know, we'll do that, and then you all just like don't do it because you're not close enough with each other to warrant doing it. It's like, okay, well, you know. Begone, bot! Your ilk is not welcome here. Okay. Let's go! Did that not work? In short, Blaze was a fantasy horror baseball sim. Way that sounds cool. A baseball sim. It sounds crazy. It was you picked a favorite team and could bet on the games with fake money. Use that money to pool together buffs to make the team better. With many with the weird / bad consequences. That's very funny. I like that. That's cool. I feel that will make a good board game as well. Actually, that screams like really good board game vibes to me. Oh, hang on. What was the thing I was looking for here? Hang on. There we go. It reminds me, I had a, who was it? Is that my brother who played? I don't know. Someone I knew used to play. I don't know if he was a brother or someone else, but like they used to play this like it was like a football gacha game with like or something like that, and like it was not like a fantasy league thing, but and it turns out there's like a bunch of like sports themed gacha games actually out there, which is like that makes sense I guess, but it's like there's so many of them. It's a PNG file, sick. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't save things as PNG. It says there's like WebP files, and it always annoys me because like who uses WebP, and then you can't use it properly, so you have to convert it into like a PNG, and it's such a hassle. I'm like, ugh, you suck at life. But they don't care. As long as they have their WebPs, they're happy. They're happy. I should kill them for that. Why is that not coming up here? There was a weather system, and one of the weather events was a solar eclipse, which made the umpires go crazy and occasionally kill players. That's so funny. At one point, we found out how to manipulate the system and recruit a player who's already killed. This brought her back to life, and she started hitting batters with her pitches, spreading a contagious mark of death by umpires' data's effect on players. She said this game was no longer around anymore. Was it shut down or something? That sounds so funny, though. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay, I'll do. Oh, it's playing Goddess Victory Nikke Alley because there's a new story update, and the story's gone so good. But the game crashed when I was trying to get through the main story, and now I have to like redo this whole difficult boss fight again. Very annoying stuff. But that's okay. We'll just have to power through it. I was like staying up late last night because I was playing through the story of it. It was really fucking sad. Like one of the characters, you find out about their backstory, and it's like, it's really unpleasant. Like in like not in like a this is like a horror way, in like a very like domestically understandable. Oh, they really have just had a rough go of it. A lot of like things I'm sure a lot of people could resonate with it, and it was really well done. But yeah, sadly it's dead. There's a site you can go to use to rewatch the game since it was all in real time. It's called Saber.before if you're curious. It's a real-time archive of the game. What happened to it? Was it just not getting enough sales for it or anything like that? Or was it like a free-to-play thing? I imagine it must have been free to play with like microtransactions, right? Surely. Or was it like a full-fledged game? It was a real-time free-to-play browser game. The spiritual successor, MMLLB, is very similar, but a lot less serious. Players have health bases that slowly drain with age, with occasional rare events. It gives you way more control of the team because every user gets their own team, so there's no pooling money. You get daily buffs. That's why it died. Only money was from sponsorships. Oh no! Hang on. Is the new game still good then, or is it like a shell of its former self? Because that sounds like a fun idea for as a free like browser game. That sounds like a fun idea for a game. I can very much appreciate that. Here we are, and here we are, and here we go. Ma da da na ba na ma da da. Ba 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 ma na da da da. Ba ba da ba bum ba ba bum 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 bum. New games made by fans. It's different enough to be its own deal. It's familiar to make most of its fans to carry over. Oh, I see. It's like, I guess I kind of really like those ideas, right? Those games are like super like niche, but like very dedicated communities. It reminds me of like so I'm sure you've known Metal Gear. There is a very small, very dedicated online group dedicated to playing Metal Gear Solid 4 online multiplayer, and it's like a small but really passionate community. And I know this because like several people I've known were actively involved in it and were very dedicated to playing the game, and they have like private servers of the game now, so like they can play even without like even without like the servers being active. And like it's like a super like tight-knit, super competitive scene of players, and I kind of really appreciate it. It's not something I could ever do myself, or ever play, but it's really, really cool. Hang on a second, let me just type this. You can hear the typing on my keyboard. I love small communities. BlazBlue is pretty, honestly, a big one, but it was very tight knit. The official Discord is archived as well. Oh, wait, is it still not open? Oh, that's a shame. I'm surprised. I guess if they got this new game, they'd want a new thing for it, wouldn't they? I guess that makes sense. I can imagine why they want that. But yeah, that's a shame. That's awesome that you like it, though, Kubota. I still think it's funny that you don't really care, don't really like pay attention to real baseball. It's just all the fantasy stuff, though. That's really cool. Have you ever played any of like the fantasy like American football? It's not like fantasy football, you know, it's fantastical football. You know, like orcs and stuff. Have you ever seen any of those? They look fun. I think one of them was actually a Warhammer parody. Actually, it was like a Warhammer thing. Warhammer meets American football or something like that. Just double checking here. Cool. Why does that word look like I spelled it? You see a word and you spelt it right, but it looks like you spelt it wrong. I do have some music I recommend for stream. If there's one thing BlazBlue fans want, is ironically the fans' artistic contribution. I know music made about video games is usually cringe. Don't know, it's fine, I love it. BlazBlue fans created a real band called the Garages, who made songs about major game events. Their music is copyright free and is legitimately something good. Their fans who didn't even know about what the game was about it. I got some recommendations. You happen to have I don't have a Spotify. Can I look it up on YouTube? I do have Spotify, but I don't have one for stream. And I don't want to use Spotify. Largely because of the new rules in the UK at the moment. I don't feel comfortable using it unless they're doing stuff about it. So, it may be best to just look it up on YouTube instead. We actually will have to end streams. Oh, it's 5:22 now. You want to recommend me one song, Kravoda, and then we can like end the stream for today, because it was only meant to be a short little thing today. And yeah, then we can just end it with like a little sit back and relax and listen to some tunes. I do want to one day do a stream where it's everyone can just like come in, recommend music, and we'll just sit back and relax, a little listening party. That sounds rather pleasant. Look at Garage's Desert Bus 2024. Garages, Desert Bus even. Desert Bus. $2024. Is it DB 2024? The Garage's farewell show concert? No? Yes? Is this the first song on here that we're listening to? Oh, Desert Bus for Hope. I know this charity.
The Garages have put together a brand new set for us as essentially a farewell show because this is for the foreseeable future the
Yeah,
last.
this is the one where they play Desert Bus for several hours, don't they? Until they beat, and how many times they can beat Desert Bus in a couple hours for charity, isn't it? They're trying to beat Desert Bus as many times as possible, and they have like different things on whilst they're playing Desert Bus, don't they? I heard of this before. There was a streamer I like who she's a VTuber who's unfortunately
Can you hear me?
graduated slash got on permanent hiatus called Sarah Nagare. She did like a stream all about Desert Bus, and it was really fun to watch.
To talk moistly into it. So yes, I
You know,
am
there's a
a
remake
huge
of Desert
fan.
Bus.
Thank you so much
When
to
does the
all
music
of the
start?
Garages, including our very own. Now to throw it over to the Garages.
We say garages in the UK, I guess. There's someone called Jennifer Cat there, and I think that's really funny because she has a cat in the background as well. I don't know why the sound is so quiet. Is that max volume? It feels very like classic, like early punk 2000s. You know what I mean? I mean, in like in a good way. It feels like very nostalgic. Hmm. Sometimes I wonder if I had been more into music when I was younger, would my life have been different? And by that I mean like, okay, so a lot of the music I listened to was music my dad showed me, and he showed me a lot of good music. Cause my dad, he's such good music taste. He showed me a lot of great bands. But like, I wonder if I was into more like contemporary stuff at the time, would I have like, I don't know, turned out better? Or at least like not been as alone in many capacities. Who knows? Why is this song making me think about this? This fucking sucks. I hate this song. How dare you make me think about things and be sad, you dick. I used to play saxophone, actually. I've not played it in a while. What am I getting back into at some point? You watch guitar later, bought a guitar just for books. Can't blame you. I did learn a bit of guitar from one of my grandparents. So I can play a tiny bit of guitar, I can play a little bit of ukulele, and I can play a bit of saxophone, though I've not practiced any of them in years, so I feel like I've lost that. That was a cool song, though. That was very cool. Yeah. I remember when I started university, um, so my moderator Buster. I've known him for many many years now, and I've talked to him about this before, and like because we met at university basically. But yes, it's like a lot of like the people I knew around me. They were very into music, but not I didn't feel like I had a lot in common with a lot of people, honestly, but like I didn't really have any people I liked except for them. So I kind of like forced myself to get to learn more about like music scenes and stuff. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I did learn a lot of kind of stuff like that because I found a lot of cool bands. But but I do wonder if things have been different if I'd maybe just like focus on what I actually was genuinely passionate about. You know, like obviously I like music. No one doesn't like music. It's like a very human thing to like music. But yeah, who knows? Maybe things would have been different. Granted, there's many things in my life which could have been different, which probably would have made me far less lonely than I am today. But we're here now, so there's not much to do about it. Anyway, it's like 5:30 now. I should probably get going soon. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there for today. Thank you for coming, Kavod. I do appreciate it. We're gonna leave it yeah, we're gonna leave it there. I may be back on Saturday, I think. I was planning on maybe doing a collab, but I think I'm kind of some stuff's coming, so I might have to cancel that. It was going to be with Limette, but alas, I may have to cancel it this week and reschedule it to another week. Due to her own things, due to some things that come up for myself as well. Which are video games and OSTs and regular music. Do you ever get... No, that was the same with me, Kavoda. Yeah, no worries. No, thank you for coming by though, Kavoda. I do appreciate it. Thank you for coming by. It's lovely having you here. Alright, we can leave it there. Have a good one, everyone. Keep well, stay safe, lots of good food, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.